Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is now, as we're recording this, December 5th. I can't believe it already. We are heading into the holidays. Where does the time go, right? Well, welcome to today's Heart to Heart. Today, we're going to be talking about why diets don't work after breast cancer. Yeah, I'm standing my ground here. I am putting my foot down, and I am not going to let you diet ever again. You may be wondering why. Well, let me just say 98%. Keep that number 98%. That's the number of women who go on a diet, lose weight, and then gain it back and more within 2 years. 98%. Diets don't work. Diets don't work. And you may have thought in the past, if you've been on a diet, you may have thought that there was something wrong with you. You may have thought that it was just the wrong diet. You might be looking for the next best thing. And we're talking about this today specifically because we're coming up on a new year. And so often it's when we think about, okay, what changes am I going to make next year? And often after breast cancer, as we go through our menopausal symptoms that are side effects of most of our treatments, many of us gain weight. Many of us gain weight because the medications we're on. And so typically, right, what we've learned is that if we want to lose weight, then we need to diet. Time out. Time out. I'm not going to let you do it anymore. Because what happens, and this is where my 20 plus years of working in health and wellness comes in, and observing our behaviors over that time, what I see over and over and over again is women going on a diet, losing the weight, gaining it back. And not just that, right? We've already determined 98% of you do that. But what happens up here? You then get super hard on yourself. You beat yourself up. You feel like you failed yet again. So time out. No more diets. Let's kick diets to the curb. Now, why is this even more important after breast cancer? Well, and I think you know this, right? If you're on a diet, you're telling yourself that you can't have something. Probably many things, right? You can't have the cookies, you can't have the cake, you can't have the chips, you can't have all of maybe your favorite foods, whatever that one thing is, chocolate. And as soon as you tell yourself that, what do you want more than anything else in the world? The thing that you're telling yourself that you can't have. This is not you failing. This is a human experience. This is just what happens. But the problem is, after breast cancer, you might be feeling like so much has already been taken away from you, right? You might be grieving for a body, a job, a life, a relationship, a woman that once was. So why on earth would you want to then deprive and take something else away from yourself? We don't. We don't. Which is why so often, one of the reasons I should say why we know that we ought to be eating differently. We know that we ought to be eating better, to be healthier, to get our energy back, to get back to enjoying our life again, but we don't do it. So you're probably here there listening now saying, okay or not okay, if I don't diet, what do I do to lose weight, to move again, to be healthy again, to get my energy back again, so that you can feel like yourself again? What do you do instead? So, I want to offer you a solution today, a different way of looking at things so that you can just kick the diets to the curb. Never diet again. How would that feel? Let me know in the chat if you're watching the replay. And if you're on live, let me know. How would that feel? Amazing, right? So I want to share something with you. I'm going to get my drawing out in a minute. We all know how much fun that is, right? And please offer forgiveness. I am no Picasso, but I am a visual person, and for me, it makes sense. So I want to offer you a different perspective here, a different point of view that my experience has shown works. Right? Wouldn't you know? Just like do what works. Forget the diets. They don't work. The statistics show us, you know it. You've done it time and time again. It's not you failing. Diets don't work. Okay. So what does work? You're like, come on, Karen, tell me, tell me, tell me. Well, first of all, I want to offer this perspective. Okay. Here it goes. And again, forgive my drawing here, but this is an airplane, okay? And let's say that this airplane is on his journey. He's going over here. Where's he going? Let's take him somewhere tropical, right? We'll go to Hawaii or somewhere where there's lovely palm trees. Again, forgive me, okay? My drawing is not the best, but you are going to get the perspective. So, what you may not know is that when an airplane is going on its journey, that airplane is not in a straight line to its journey like it shows on the map on the plane. That airplane is actually off course 80%, 80% of the time. That airplane is off course. So we might wonder, if the airplane is off course 80% of the time, how on earth does it arrive at its destination? Food for thought, right? So here's the thing. I put some thought into this and I'm like, okay, so why does that airplane then always arrive at its destination if it's off course 80% of the time? Well, first of all, what's pulling it off course is things that the airplane cannot control, things like the weather, other traffic in the sky, things like that, right? But mainly the wind, the rain, clouds, all of those things. It's all pulling the airplane off course. So what gets that airplane back on track, back on course? The airplane has an autopilot that keeps doing these little corrections to pull it back on course to get it to its destination. Makes sense, right? So what about us, right? What about when we're looking at the new year and you've got your goals and maybe weight loss is one of them? We know staying at a healthy weight is crucially important to us as breast cancer survivors, right? We know that increased weight can also increase our risk for recurrence. So it is important to stay at a healthy weight. But it's also important to have more energy, for you to be clear on who you are now and what you want and where you're going in your life. We just have a sip of water here. Excuse me. So let's look at us, right? Let's look at where we are today. Maybe not so happy, right? Maybe not feeling great about where we are. We want more energy. We want our life back. We feel like cancer has just like taken it all from us. Where do we want to go? That becomes a really big question, right? Are you clear on where you want to go? What you want your life to look like? What you want your life to feel like? What you actually want? When did you even ask yourself that question? Maybe you're even unsure about who you even are anymore. Super common as we go through major trauma. Super common. And I'll tell you something for sure. You're not the woman that you were before. Cancer changes us. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but cancer changes us. It changes our perspective. It changes our view on life, how we look at our relationships, how we look at the line at Starbucks, right? Maybe it used to frustrate you before, and now you're like, oh, there's a line. So what? The things that are important to us in our life have shifted and changed. And that's not a bad thing. But what I want you to be clear on is where you're going. What do you want? What do you want your ideal day to look and feel like? Right? And then let's say that you want more energy. Maybe that's the thing that you're looking for, right? More energy, and it's going to make you feel really happy. It's going to make you feel really, really good, right? To have more energy, to be able to be more active, to be able to interact with your loved ones. All of that would feel so good. It would even change your relationships, right? If you think about it, like I know for me, when I'm tired, I'm not the nicest person to be around. I'm certainly not the most patient. I might snap a little bit more. We're all human. What do you like when you're tired and run down? And I know for me too, one of the things I do is I tend to isolate myself more. I just go in the bedroom, cover up with a nice blanket, and watch Netflix. I'm rewatching Gilmore Girls right now. Love that show. But what would that do for you? Right? And if you've got more energy, what else are you going to do? You're probably going to lose weight because you're going to be motivated to move your body. You're going to have the energy to move your body instead of just being so exhausted, which I understand. So let's take a look at, if diets don't work in the weight loss zone, what does work, right? Is first of all being clear why we want to go on a diet. Is it that we want to help lower our risk of breast cancer? Check. Yes, for sure. Is it that we want more energy to enjoy our life? Yeah, that's the biggie. That's the biggie. And yes, we want to fit in our clothes and feel good about ourselves too. Those are all real reasons to want more energy and to eat better. So when we look at from where we are here, and we can assume, like the airplane, that things that we can't control are going to get in the way, right? What gets in the way of you staying on track with healthy eating? You may tell yourself that you don't know what to do. But if I said it's simple, eat more fruits and vegetables, you'll say, well, yeah, but it can't be that easy, right? Why not? Why not? Yes, it can, but it's being consistent with that and staying on track with that that gets you to here. So what gets in the way? Life gets in the way, right? We get sidetracked by juggling all the things that we need to be juggling. We get pulled off course by fatigue, by health issues, by struggling to say no to what other people want from us. And so we're busy with their needs and what they want versus focusing on what we want and need. So, how do we get back on track? How do we get to stay on track so that we achieve our goal? So unlike a diet where it's short term, you're on a diet, you lose weight, as soon as you stop, you're going to gain the weight back. That's not that's not what I'm into. I'm into lifelong shifts, lifelong changes in our habits so that we can navigate life versus having life hold us back, right? I always say, like, the waves of life are going to keep crashing. I know that may be better than others, but you've all been through it. You've been through challenges in your life. But what I'm talking about here is how I bounced back after a life altering, changing car accident 10 years ago. I live with 5 herniated discs. The loss of my mom, my dad, and my younger brother, my entire family unit. Moving house 7 times in 8 years, including to and from the Caribbean. Zika virus, shingles, breast cancer, BRCA2, my husband in a motorcycle accident, almost losing his right arm. Most recently, Hurricane Ian. That's just a snippet of the past 10 years of my life. So, how do I bounce back? How do I get my energy back? How do I stay at a healthy weight? By activating my autopilot. Just like the airplane. Just like the airplane. Inside you, you have an autopilot that brings you back on track when life gets in the way. For any goal that you set, anything, this is how you achieve it in life. So figuring out who you are, what you want, where you want to go. If you're looking at weight loss, if you want to be connected in your life again, it all happens when you activate your autopilot. And you may be saying, Karen, okay, how? How do I activate my autopilot? Get my energy back, get my life back. That's another class. And if you're interested in that class, then just drop a me below and I'll get the information to you. But this is how I bounce back after trauma. This is how I got my energy back quicker and boosted my recovery after breast cancer. Staying healthy and eating the healthy things isn't about what you're doing on one day. It's about what you're doing consistently over time and keeping going. It's not a diet. It is a lifestyle shift. And it's not even so much about the food. It's about prioritizing what you need and want. This thing here. You've got to be super clear on this. And then how to get there and how to activate your autopilot to keep you on track. So unlike a diet where you're living in deprivation and you're counting calories, and you know what? It's hard and it sucks. And when you come off that diet, you beat yourself up and you're feeling bad about yourself, feeling like you failed again. Wouldn't it be nice to not have to do that? This, my friend, is how we stay on track with healthy habits. This is how we embrace the things that are going to help lower our risk for occurrence. And all you have to do is drop me below wherever you're watching this video, and I will get you a link to the class where I'm going to show you how to get your energy back by activating your autopilot that gets you on track and keeps you on track with your healthy habits, even if you've never been able to before. You see, we've all been doing it wrong. We've all been doing it wrong. We've all been buying into the story of all the diets, the multi-billion-dollar industry of diets. And diets don't work. The statistic speaks for itself. And likely you're part of that statistic. Because if 98% of women who go on a diet lose the weight, gain it back again and more within 2 years. It's a pretty astounding statistic. And I don't want you to be part of that. And especially after breast cancer, you've given up so much already. We don't want to live in deprivation. We want to feel energized and vibrant and healthy and enjoy the life that we fought for. So if you're ready to join the class, ready to look forward to getting your energy back, whatever else your goals are, but learning how to activate your autopilot is the key. That's what I teach you in Thrivership School, my group coaching program. Feel free to reach out, send me a message if you're interested in joining. But if you want to just join the class and learn how to get your energy back, that's a great place to start. Okay, so drop a me below if you're interested in joining the class. There's a couple of different dates. That's why I'm not even saying what the dates are. There's a couple of different dates, and I will get you the information so that you can choose which date works best for you. And in about 90 minutes, I'll show you how to get your energy back by activating your autopilot and what's involved in it. Imagine changing your life, never dieting again in just 90 minutes. Kind of a no-brainer to me, right? Okay. Thank you again so much for joining me today. Again, I'm your host, Karen Del Maestro, your health and transformation coach, breast cancer property thriver. I hang out all the time in the Healthy Living After Breast Cancer Facebook community. That's my favorite place to be. And if you haven't joined us there, please do so. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday, noon Eastern time for another Heart to Heart. Thanks so much for watching. And don't forget, drop a me below if you want the information on joining the class, how to activate your autopilot to get your energy back. Stay on track with these healthy habits. Okay? Bye for now, guys. Have an amazing day.